8 o'clock in the morning. So, all carnival lovers, this is your time to tune in or they jump in at this. We're looking at more, well, apparently from what we heard from Parliament, more money for carnival. Yeah? How say we? We have a story?
Well, what do you think? As a general principle.
My thing
More
is
money for
with the
Vincy
carnival,
Mas?
because I was understanding what you were saying a while ago. Look, I'm gonna give you an example. Blondie Bird. Tents. We have adequate tent space?
Probably not. I do not get the impression that we
I could see after thinking about it, I could see the argument where giving CDC the money is one, but we still to this day have the mass people laboring for tents. I know Blondie don't have a space as it is now because the building he used to use to push it down, and then the one he used to use before he used that one, you ain't walk with, you ain't sitting yet. Your worst enemy in that building. So maybe they should allocate it probably differently. Maybe you think?
I think so. I don't think CDC needs to be a promoter.
There should be a facilitator.
I will be very blunt. I think they've tried the Evo thing a few times. And
what the Evo?
Evo.
Oh, Evo.
I think which is like
it was
I think they've turned it into like the Raga Soca semis.
Oh, that's what it is now.
Something so now, right?
Okay.
Yeah, but I think initially it was like a bougie fed. Or tried
Right.
to be like
Evo
a bougie fed.
yeah. I remember the first one they did. Yeah.
It was a welfare?
Wasn't it supposed to be like a all white?
It was a fed. It was a fed.
Bougie fed.
Oh Jesus! It was a
maybe
fed.
not bougie. Maybe not bougie. Let me take back the word bougie.
Oh, geez.
All right, but
Bougie. So derogatory.
I don't think CDC need to be this big promoter. I would not mind seeing it in Panorama. I think I could look at Panorama and see multiple ways that could be evolved to make it more interesting for the wider public. I'm hoping they can also see it. I'm sure they would see it. What else? Soca Monarch. It needs an injection of something. I'm not sure if it's money,
but
but
maybe we might get it right this time.
Something.
What was last year? How was it last year? Last carnival. What was it like?
I think it was yeah.
Well,
I think Fire and Skinny had a very, very, very good presentation.
Okay,
it was fiery,
right? But as in, well, maybe a 10.
The overall thing, I get the impression it wasn't that different from
previous
years gone
years,
by.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think,
man, I think some of that money there, where I said this, well, whatever the thinking again, the mass tends the need to find a home for them first and foremost, and then we could probably take it from there. Now we make the next step and we go on, because it is now the fellas who creating the thing that we want people to come and see.
Right.
It had nowhere to go.
I see Antigua just announced this week that they bought some new staging. They're gonna buy sound, lighting and whatnot to make it more affordable for people to use those facilities.
To use what facilities?
So like their national stadium. So they would provide
they had their own system.
Yeah, they provide
the staging, the sound system.
So it's like an all-in-one.
Right.
Okay.
So, but they're doing it.
Why would they do that?
So that if you want to put on a stage show, they'll do basically a cut rate that you could.
So they're competing now with local
sound systems and stage men and all them things.
Making it more affordable for promoters.
I don't think that's a good idea.
No?
No.
Oh. Well, they're trying to encourage more stage shows.
I think what they should do is put money into stage shows. So promoters give incentives for promoters to do stage shows.
Like what?
VAT free, maybe.
You ain't getting that.
Yeah, but you've got to decide what you want, right? You know what I find amazing, right? We all watch Trinidad and we all say, "Wow,
we're gonna do that."
Wow, yeah. Right? But what is driving Trinidad Carnival?
Stage shows.
Stage shows,
right?
Right. So
then what? You're saying like
we cannot drive,
a special
right?
provision for stage shows.
I don't care what anybody tells me on this, right? You cannot drive Vincy Mas through all-inclusive events.
Okay.
Right? First off, all inclusive really means exclusive. Let me be clear on that. That means let's exclude the majority of people.
Yep.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
You can't drive it that way. Likewise, you can't drive Vincy Mass from free events in rural communities. Right?
Mm-hmm.
The soca artists need to get paid. We need to develop an industry of soca artists, of producers, of stage people, because it generates and puts a lot of money into a lot of different people's hands.
Okay.
Right? And soca is the bedrock of our carnival. And until we acknowledge this, we are always going to be. So we can't just keep looking at Trinidad and saying, wow, Trinidad is great, without acknowledging what makes Trinidad great. It's endless, massive stage shows is what's driving Trinidad Carnival. We watch it and we will say, wow, look at the stage design. Wow, look at...
That's the other we was talking about that.
Look at Marshall and his band.
Yeah,
wow, look at Bungie and his band. Wow, look at Voice and his band. Wow, look at, this new artist. Wow, look, you know what I mean? We're watching all these things. We're watching relatively young artists really master. Look at the young guy, Cortain.
Mm-hmm.
Look at him on stage. He's a boss, right? But you don't get that by going on one stage show a year.
All right.
You get that by doing. Cortain has probably done 50 stage shows already for the season, maybe even more. Right? That comes from practice. Skinny didn't get great by performing on local Vincy stage because there wasn't enough of them. He got it from the traveling and being, you know what I mean? And he just. After a while, he's experienced all kinds of things that happen in an event, and he knows how to deal with it. That's what makes them great.
Right.
Right? We are not doing that. So we are not doing anything to incubate our local music. In actual fact, half them all-inclusive events now are dancehall driven. Or partially dancehall driven. To get the high, you have to go to the dancehall now.
Mm.
Right? So unless we start encouraging more stage shows and putting that in, we will always be this bastard child of Trinidad Carnival.
Oh.
I don't hear anybody in Trinidad shout about the all-inclusive events, and they have way more than we do. The all-inclusive events are fitting in around the big stage shows.
On a grander scale as well.
Yeah.
And the morning.
Morning. Yeah, see Dominica lead up to the carnival. It's basically a band them man but it's so amazing. The crowd is just everybody going through can't afford to go to with Dominica they gone and it's stage show. And we lost that so much years ago. And another thing that St. Vince is gonna let go. See that watch and dance them kids just be doing. I see Grenada take it on us. And Grenada go and take it and run with it. Meanwhile we there mimicking Trinidad and the all inclusive and our culture. Gone to another country again.
Remember lots of big stage shows.
Dominica also has World Creole Festival.
Yeah,
which is another big stage.
We have neglected. I remember I used to get upset at this. Right, Skinny used to do his Black Rave, and on the day he was doing his Black Rave was paying artists using local artists, etc., right. On the days doing Black Rave, there was essentially a free jump up in Mespo.
Right. Yeah.
Now, how are you going to compete against free? Right? Why can't we do our rural carnivals? If we insist on doing rural carnivals, and I'm not sure they have that much value, but if we insist on doing rural carnivals, do them prior to. You have to have a period of time when artists could recoup their money, where we could drive our experience, our Vincy music. But we're not doing that. So instead, we're kind of left with this thing where. If you're lucky and you're a big artist, you might get 2-3 bookings for the season. You can't. How anybody going to live on that?
It's a hobby.
It's a hobby. The bands is just a hobby, right? Yeah. So then you look at Trinidad and say, boy, how are these artists? How are they so good? It's not that they're necessarily better originally. They're just more practiced. Yeah, they're full time.
It's a work as opposed to a hobby.
No, it's a job rather than it's a work.
Yeah. But morning.
Coming on the user look, I really don't think that the more money really should go to CDC, because what I've noticed with CDC, what you want to do is put in more trust in, more lights,
more flair, and it's been trickling down to the real people who's partying in carnival. Now, in the subsidies should go like, okay, we should have like more, instead of like Queen of the Bands, you could have 2 and 3 Queen of the Bands or something like that. Something like trickle down to the people that who actually playing carnival, or mass, or in pan or something, are bringing something to carnival. And as you were saying with the it didn't move into Ever, it's almost like an all-inclusive. And until we kind of put the all-inclusive them to a certain time, we will get to say every single carnival. Because the only stage show here, basically, different from H2, is Sokomodak. And that's why Sokomodak declining, because it's come like if now people ain't even studying Sokomodak no more. If they used to have more shows like Sokomodak, then you would have like more attendance. Same for instance, the same guy, some guy called a couple of days ago and he talked about Clash of the Bands. Right? I think it's in this week's self. And up to now, we never even do it, whether we have 2, 3 bands or whatever. If we start doing something like that, we probably people get thing, and then I could understand more money, but more money for sure me more trussing and more lights and looking grandiose and getting a tap on your back, oh, you look good. It's worth it.
You don't like trussing?
That's not the point.
You don't come out and
no,
say,
but
wow.
the expense. No, the carnival is not about wow. Carnival is about trickling down. Everybody gets $1.
Sarcasm.
Especially the artists.
Sarcasm.
It's not just that though, right? Is that if you take the all-inclusive type events, there is nothing stopping anybody. Like, I could take almost any all-inclusive event that happens in St. Vincent and put it in New York. Right, and just now there'll be no reason to come to Vincy Carnival because
we get here again over there.
Identical.
Yeah.
There's no real cultural component to it. There's no.
Which kind of way has already been the case.
It's already happening, right?
It's already been the case.
So, what is going to be the driving? If we're driving to get people to come to our carnival, what is going to be that driving force? If all it is a substitute of what they have.
You can actually take all these all-inclusives.
You put them anywhere. You could literally put them anywhere.
You can put them in a stage show, like as a section.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
But
tell me, morning.
I always just talk, and I mean, ever talk about Soca Swing because it was the first stage show.
Yeah.
In the carnival, and
it had value. It had value. Things like that should have been. If they couldn't economically survive, maybe they should have had some state support.
Exactly, and then that brings because all the artists gave, and then you.
And it was early. It was like the 1st of June, or
right.
Yeah.
So you start
it was like first Sunday, I think.
You start hearing
I know why you talk, boy.
Boy, I tell them what they have me better than. But I nothing. I was at lyrics.
No, my Quessy coming in just now. So you get 3 calls and a visit. And up to now, he ain't bring breakfast.
So put the money in
CDC. So is it best to put it in CDC or should we revamp CDC first? Should we like reimagine what CDC should be
Well,
first?
that's what I'm saying. What's the role?
Yeah.
I would like to not believe that.
Where's the development component in CDC?
So
is Heritage Square ever gonna be?
Nah.
No.
Nah.
When I moved back to St. Vincent, which was 10 years ago,
long time ago, forget about it.
Literally 10 years ago.
Get over it.
Heritage Square was.
It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be
It'll be all right,
It's
man.
gonna be okay. It's gonna be
Okay, man.
You'll be fine.
You have pills for it.
Yeah, that's what the pretty kind of tablets. Yeah, that's it.
2 of those and a glass of water.
And you're good, man. You're good. Hey, don't worry. Don't hot up.
No, but at some point, right, we can't keep avoiding what is the actual role of CDC.
Yeah. Morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Is it the old boys club for CDC? CDC needs to go.
Maybe.
You know. Morning.
Morning, guys.
Morning.
We're talking about carnival here. One of the things that's really missing from carnival is our steel pan. We seem not to turn attention to our steel pan, our steel bands and so forth, and forgetting about that. We don't steel pan mostly.
Okay.
We have a lot of people who comes in for carnival who wants to hear live music. They want to see steel pan.
I'm sure that's true.
Trinidad and them have a lot, and our steel band.
I'm not sure that is true.
Well, we don't have steel band in the road much for carnival and so forth. We need more steel bands.
So how come people don't go to it when it's there?
I can tell you
More steel band.
in Christmas when they had the carol in the Steel Pan night, and
When it's free.
no, you pay to go in
Where?
for 9 nights.
Okay.
But let me ask.
But
you.
no, but like they had a concept of each steel band had its own thing there. One finished, next one start. It almost felt like not a clash of the band because it was Christmas, but
Yeah.
that's what I'm talking
Yeah,
about
yeah.
with
Reimagine it.
reimagining it.
What is it? What is the yardstick we use to measure and say, boy, this carnival was banging. This carnival was it. This year was the best. What we use to measure that?
We don't.
Yeah, we don't have
There's no
one.
measure.
So we just say it's the hottest and leave it at that.
It's difficult, right? We've said this on numerous occasions, right? It's difficult to say you're the hottest carnival in the world, or whatever the phrase is, the hottest carnival. When you look at Trinidad, just on YouTube or on Instagram or something, just watch and you say, "We ain't the hottest."
Is we the hottest?
I mean, and it's not a knock on us, but it's
morning.
The reality.
yeah,
And-
it's not. It doesn't ring
yeah.
true.
What we selling it was not really.
And if you're trying to attract Trinis here,
yeah, let's sell something.
I'm not sure they're going to buy into that
Morning.
because it's kind of like each country thinks they have the hottest, right?
Morning. To me, all the talk, all the talking. If the Ministry of Culture, they have a forum and invite Tukul, Jaga, and whoever can put an input, who travel and know the world, especially Tukul, the DJ. This ain't gonna happen. You all to talk to them all dry. You all have to have a forum and put people with experience that is looking in from outside. And if the Ministry of Culture does not put that in action, it will still be there because it'll be the same old pan.
I think though, right? The legislation behind CDC needs to be reimagined because, to me, it enforces inertia. Everybody all you have is these silos and everybody protecting their little area rather than what's the holistic approach at it.
Morning.
Morning.
I think a lot of the emphasis has to be placed on the components. I don't think the components is
As in the mask men and them, the men who making the mask.
Nah, man.
The soca men, the pan men, yeah.
the CBI, the Californian Association. Pan basically does promote their own self. But I think the components them itself should have strategies in which to develop the component. That is what I think is missing from the carnival. A lot of the components spend too much and heavily on CDC and what money CDC is paying out. You know what I'm saying? They're not in themselves coming up with something that could say, okay then, this is our strategy for this year. We introduce a workshop during summertime. You know what I mean?
Right.
You don't get that. You only get, CDC, we are increasing money this year.
Okay.
Come on, we have to look at it as Luke said. We look at carnival as a hobby. Carnival is a hobby, and that is our problem.
Yeah,
carnival is a money-making business.
Hello, morning.
Hey, morning.
Morning. Yeah. See the woman who now call and say we need to have a forum. I second exactly what she said, but we should also include problem child. What he thinks in Vincy carnival direction should go. Skinny Fabulous, Kevin Little, people who been in carnival because Skinny Fabulous is carnival, to be honest. But sit down and look, you need to be there too because you see the business aspect of it to show them this could work, that work, because at the end of the day it's dollars and cents. But somebody who is carnival, Skinny Fabulous, you have Skinny Fabulous right there, problem child, the whole of Trinidad a problem child right here them and say which direction we think St. Vincent carnival need to go. We not no public forum, no. That's a conversation behind closed doors and take some pointers. And those send man Trinidad go line. Send man Trinidad to reconnaissance.
They don't go and line, Max. They'll go and buy doubles.
Okay, we'll go on a reconnaissance mission and say this is what we see, this is what we talk to people about, and this come back with a folder of information, and then we execute something in next 3-4 years from now.
So my question is, okay, I'm going right to in fact, let me go here. Okay, let you up and we'll come back. Right? They're going to do some commercials and we're coming back.
Hey now, guess who nearly burned down the kitchen trying to make gourmet ramen?
You again?
I had no garlic, no butter, no vibes. So I run to Massy quick.